What really happened on River Road that night? It was supposed to be a quiet Tuesday night in Willow Creek. By dawn, a life had vanished, and a whole town woke up with more questions than answers. This is the disappearance of Sarah Nolan. Sarah Nolan, 28, waitress at the Blue Lantern Diner, never made it home after her shift on June 12th. No signs of a struggle at the diner. A single phone call that never connected. A pair of footprints that stopped at the edge of the river. Tonight, we retrace the last hours, examine the evidence, and ask, what really happened to Sarah? Sarah grew up in Willow Creek, a town of 8,000 people tucked between farmland and the old mill. Friends describe her as careful, funny, and fiercely loyal. She worked nights at the diner to help support her younger brother, Jamie. Neighbors say she'd often close at midnight and walk the 3 blocks home along the river road. June 12th, 11:12 p.m. Last confirmed sighting on Blue Lantern's security footage. Sarah wiping down tables, placing a tip jar into the register. 11:34 p.m. A customer, later identified as Mark Lewis, leaves. He tells investigators he saw Sarah lock the front door. 11:50 p.m. The diner's manager, Lisa, says Sarah signed out and left, heading east on River Road. 12:20 a.m. Sarah's younger brother calls her, no answer. 1:10 a.m. Concerned when she doesn't come home, Jamie reports her missing. Police canvassed the route. Near a footbridge that crosses a tributary, they found a single white glove, a pressed note with a partial phone number, and 2 sets of footprints, one matching Sarah's boots, the other a heavier tread. The footprints continued for about 30 yards, then stopped abruptly at the riverbank. There were no drag marks, no blood, and no obvious signs of a struggle. Witness accounts began to diverge. A jogger claimed to have seen a dark SUV parked by the bridge around midnight. An elderly neighbor said she heard raised voices coming from the road at 12:05 a.m. Mark Lewis, the customer, later admitted he'd lied about the direction Sarah left, saying he actually saw her speak to a man in a jacket near the bridge. The man's description was vague. In later interviews, his height and age changed. Forensic analysis turned up minimal DNA. The glove had trace skin cells that matched Sarah. Undergrowth near the bank contained fibers that did not match her clothing. No conclusive DNA from other parties. Detectives focused on 3 leads: a local ex-con who worked odd jobs near the river, a married man seen arguing with Sarah weeks earlier, and an unknown vehicle captured briefly on a grainy traffic camera. The ex-con had no solid alibi, but also no physical evidence tying him to the scene. The married man claimed the argument was about money. License plate was unreadable. Theory 1. An opportunistic abduction by a stranger. The footprints that stop at the water could indicate the victim was taken by boat or forced over the bank. Theory 2. Someone Sarah knew. The inconsistency in witness statements and the note with a partial phone number point to a planned meeting. Theory 3. Staged disappearance. Some in town suspected Sarah might have left intentionally to escape debts or threats, but her personal items and caring for her brother make that less likely. Why were the second footprints heavier, a person of larger build or a vehicle imprint? If an SUV was present, why did it leave no tire marks? Where did the partial phone number lead? And why did several key witnesses change critical details when interviewed a second time? The case of Sarah Nolan remains unsolved. Evidence is thin, rumors are thick. If you have any information or remember anything from that night, no matter how small, contact Willow Creek Police. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Which theory makes the most sense to you? Subscribe for more cases like this and join us next week for another cold file.